So, welcome everybody to another episode of hashtag AskBIG, and in this episode I received another email from somebody. His name is Jatin, and I'm going to put the email here or here so that you can read what he wrote. Hello sir, my name is Jatin and my story is a little bit different. I'm graduated from Hindu College in BSc Honors Mathematics in 2015. I'm the topper of my college and got 96% in my graduation. Then due to some financial condition, I decided to prepare for SSC and I started coaching in 2016 and cleared this exam in 2017. But due to some court cases, result is pending and there are chances Supreme Court will cancel this exam. And I think everybody, or I think most of you know about this situation, that there was some kind of copying scandal in the SSC and that's why it just became a really huge trouble. Some people put a case against it and the result is still pending. Well, now it got cancelled, as he's saying. Yeah, I mean, this was just a major fuck up. Like, you cannot give an excuse for that. It is what it is. Like, people did not take this thing seriously, and students who take out so much time, so many precious months of their life to just prepare for this exam so that they can find a nice job afterwards. It is just sad to see that such kind of situation can happen, and that's why I'm saying, like, in the Indian system, there is absolutely no respect for your time. There is no respect for anybody's time, and that's why you see people getting delayed, like coming late in general, or like things getting cancelled, things getting postponed and stuff like that. And I just don't like it. It's just a sad thing and you cannot do anything regarding that. But you know, that's the reason I'm like putting up this initiative, like Bharat in Germany initiative, so that people can get encouraged more and more. I can spread more awareness regarding that there is still an alternative to whatever life you've thought for yourself. And I'm really thinking of pushing it during our India tour this time. We are covering 8 different cities and we will talk to a lot of different people. We will talk to a lot of different students. All of the details for the tour will be coming up soon, but for now, let's just get further with that. I wasted 3 years of my life because of this exam. Meanwhile, my friend told me to continue my study further and told me about your channel. But now my financial condition is stable, and sir, can I get admission in masters in Germany? I want to continue my masters, especially from University of Bonn. Please sir, guide me, what should I do? I'm interested in mathematics and wanted to do something big in my life, but there's fear in my mind also. A big fan of yours because you're doing a great job, sir. After watching your videos, I got motivation to continue my masters from Germany. Thanks sir. So again, like a really nice email, and I completely understand the different points of what is making him concerned regarding studying in Germany. And I already see like the title of the email is Disappointing System in India, and it definitely is. Nobody should be forced to waste 3 years of his life. That's like 36 months. That is a lot of time. That is 156 weeks that you wasted just for one exam. And that's just sad. It's just sad how the Indian education system or the political system or even the administrative system has absolutely no regard for your time. And well, that's why I love being here. That's why I just love staying here. Everybody has appointment systems. You just take an appointment, you go to that person and you can talk to them. And it is the same for public authorities, for private authorities, for whatsoever. So again, I mean, yes, you cannot do anything regarding that. 3 years get wasted. You can't really help it. So now the first issue comes here is that there's an year gap of 3 years. Now 3 years is really substantial. This isn't something that the universities are going to overlook really quickly. If it's just 1 or 2 years, it's still manageable. In 3 years, Jatin should definitely mention that, you know, I was preparing for this exam, or you can just, you know, in the CV you can write that from 2015 till 2018 preparation for this and this, and then you can just like explain a bit in detail like what was the situation. That is absolutely doable. People think that you shouldn't mention these kind of details in the CV, but that's not true. They want to get a complete idea of your profile. And if you mention that you were preparing for 2 years or 3 years for this exam, I wouldn't also say 3 years. I would like rather do 2 years, because 3 years would sound a bit too much. If you learn some kind of business, if you were doing some kind of freelancing, whatsoever that you were doing, or even if you're doing some part-time job, you can mention all of those things here. So be a bit creative. Try to use your brain a bit to see how you can just portray this situation to the university at the best. Like I said, the best thing would be that you actually mentioned that you were preparing for the exam, and you also mentioned some other things that you were doing alongside this. So that's the first thing. Second thing is the financial thing is stable. So can I do masters in Germany? Yeah, I mean, definitely you can do that. Why not? People have this kind of notion that students who are from traditional fields, that means mathematics, biology, chemistry, commerce or something like that, that they can't do their masters in Germany, which is absolutely false. Bachelor studies, which are also having 3 years of study period, they are also accepted in some German universities. Not all of them, especially not in engineering. In engineering, the main issue is that they want to equate their bachelor's to your bachelor's, and that's why you need to have 4 years of bachelor studies in India. Now, so like this is the general norm for most of the universities, but not all of them. Some universities like University of Stuttgart also readily accepts your BCA certificate, so that's completely fine. For mathematics, 3-year bachelor's is completely fine. You don't have to worry much. You just have to like start listing down the universities and start applying to them. The first thing that I would do is I would go to DAD. I would see all of the different kind of courses which are available on DAD and just list them down according to your own preferences. Like I always tell you, course is always the king. The other things are just secondary. You check the course, then afterwards you check if you want to study in a proper university or in a Fachhochschule. Then you check what kind of city you want to live in, and then you just see if all of those above things make sense for you. If they don't, then just try some other one. But in general, I think definitely you should go for it, but you should go for studying abroad with a different mindset, because first of all, the KPIs or like the key performance indicator for your success in India were different, and in Germany they would be different. You were applying for SSC. That means, you know, you wanted to have a nice stable job. You wanted to do a job where you're not disturbed on the weekends and where you can go at 9, you can come back at 5. Most of the things are going to remain the same when you're doing the job here in Germany, but there could be some differences. First of all, to grow up in the career ladder, it isn't going to be as easy as it would be in India, because in India you don't have to really do anything. You just have to like keep working in the exact same position for a number of years to actually get to the next one. Here it is going to be constant negotiations. You will have to negotiate about getting a raise. You will have to negotiate about, you know, getting in a better position. To get in a better position, you need to have better qualifications. Masters wouldn't cut it. Most of the times, if you see the CEOs of the German companies, they will all have a PhD. They will all have a doctor. So I think in the longer run, the PhD is going to help you to be able to just proceed further in the career ladder, in the corporate ladder. But otherwise too, you know, like if you are having your PhD at a younger stage, it is not a problem at all. So if you do your masters and afterwards if you also think of doing your PhD, that is also completely fine, because PhD in the end helps you to get at positions where people from masters or bachelors wouldn't get. So that's definitely a very important point. And another thing that I wanted to say was, if you don't learn German, because that is again a very important thing, if you are applying in Germany, if you're applying for jobs and stuff, German is a basic requirement for most of the jobs. For most of the jobs in this small and medium enterprises. For international companies, it doesn't matter at all. You can apply with English, you know, they wouldn't care. But I would definitely suggest that you learn German, because it is extremely important for you. It is important for the company. It is important for the team with which you would be working in, because you wouldn't want to be the outsider. You wouldn't want to be the guy who doesn't understand any German jokes, who doesn't understand the humor, who doesn't understand what kind of things are being said, because that is not a nice feeling, and it would stop you from integrating yourself into the tribe, into the community, into the group of people with which you're working. So like, don't take this word tribe funny, because well, it is definitely a new word for most of the people, but it is a word which is used very frequently in the marketing terms. So well, that's it for this episode. I think we have covered most of the details. We have covered most of the advices and concerns. Thanks a lot for everybody for watching the video. If you are interested in being a part of the mentorship program, don't forget to join me on Patreon. We are covering different topics regarding career development, personal growth, entrepreneurship, and stress management, and so on. So you can come here, you can share your experiences. We already have 10 super highly motivated individuals there, and we would love to have you in our group too. So thanks a lot for joining in for this video. We will see you in the next one. Bye.